A for not clearing a misunderstanding at work? The whole situation blew up because my colleague had to go on leave due to her child getting sick. For context, there are only 2 of us managing the office, so naturally, we can't both be off at the same time. I've never had an issue with this before, there's always been a balance, and I've never needed to request time off when my colleague couldn't cover for me. A bit of background, our work mainly involves administrative tasks. We're essentially assistants or secretaries for the entire company. While it's a crucial role, it's not like the office is the heart of operations. If we're closed for a day, the company doesn't collapse. Now, I had scheduled a doctor's appointment at 12 p.m. for Friday, meaning I needed to take a few hours off work to attend it. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, there were no other available slots for 2 months, and I needed a new prescription for my medication. I booked this appointment back in December and had it approved by my supervisor. As a courtesy, I reminded my supervisor earlier in the week that I'd be out on Friday. At first, she was caught off guard since my colleague was also on leave, but after a moment, she shrugged it off and said, "The company won't crumble if the office is closed for one day." Simple enough, right? Well, not everyone agreed. To prepare, I sent an email to the entire office politely requesting that any tasks requiring my assistance be completed by Thursday since I wouldn't be available on Friday. You'd think I started a war. Complaints came pouring in. Emails, messages, and even a few people confronting me directly. Here's the thing, I keep my personal life private at work. My mantra is that the less people know about you, the less they can use against you. So, when people demanded to know why I'd be out, I calmly responded, "I have personal matters to attend to." I thought that was enough, but apparently it wasn't. Eventually I hit my limit. I told everyone the truth. My supervisor approved the office closure. And then, out of frustration, I added that no one seems to complain when my colleague takes time off for her sick child. I clarified that I don't have an issue with her needing that time. I get it, kids are kids, but I was sick of being lectured about my job by people who weren't in my shoes. That didn't stop the whispers. Someone even made a snide remark about how a child-free person like me doesn't understand real life and has no right to compare themselves to a parent with a 3-year-old. That was the last straw. I snapped. I looked them straight in the eye and said, "How do you know I don't have kids of my own to take care of? For the record, I don't have kids, nor do I want them, but that's my business, not theirs." Before I could stop myself, I blurted out something I didn't even think through. Not everyone is lucky enough to have kids. Maybe think before you speak. The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everyone was so shocked they didn't know how to respond. Ironically, my outburst had nothing to do with my actual situation, but it worked. They left me alone. Some people even looked ashamed. Now, here's where things get tricky. I haven't corrected the misunderstanding. Everyone assumes my snappy attitude is because I can't have kids. And honestly, it's been a relief. People stopped comparing my rights and responsibilities to my colleagues. No one dares to dictate my work schedule anymore. For once, I'm able to do my job without unsolicited opinions. But I feel conflicted. On one hand, I didn't owe anyone an explanation for my absence in the first place. On the other, I know I've let a false narrative linger. Am I in the wrong?